Guys, Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto, and this is our first vlog or blog or whatever you want to call it in quite some time. We took probably about a month off, and I did outline exactly why this happened on our regular channel, but if you're one of those few people who doesn't subscribe to both channels, check out link in the description to the main channel. This is just the Derek Sits in His Car and Talks channel, and so that's probably why not as many people subscribe to this channel, but thank you to those people who do. I really appreciate it, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback from people about this channel who have sent me emails saying that me sitting in the car and talking about things is part of the reason why they decided to go for my company. And so thank you to everyone who subscribes, shares, likes, comments, all that stuff. It actually really matters to me. So I got a couple of announcements. So one of them, we're going to be starting doing the Sunday cast again for questions. I'm not sure if I want to do that every Sunday or if I want to make it every other week. And what I want to know is, what do you think? Do you think I should be doing it every week or not? What I'm afraid of is subscriber burn. And if you're not familiar with what this is, it's I guess it's a term that's used in YouTube, but it's kind of a new thing because people don't really know about Google that well, and they don't really know about the algorithms Google uses, but it's fairly universally accepted that if you've got a YouTube channel and you're pumping out a number of videos, but you're only getting views in like the 10 or 20% of your total subscribers, then they stop feeding that into the subscription box of people. So for example, many people subscribe to 200 or 300 different channels, but if you're not watching PewDiePie every time he puts out a video, because you just don't have 10 hours a week in order to watch PewDiePie videos, then you don't get those put into your feed, and then you have to actually go type in PewDiePie, which is a weird word to type and makes you feel uncomfortable, and then you can go see his videos. But I don't want that to happen to this channel, and so if we're pumping out a video every week, but people think that's too much and are not interested in watching it, you know, if you watch the same thing over and over again, it's going, you know, the value of it goes down for you. And so I'm still undecided. Let me know. Do you want this video once a week? You want it once every 2 weeks? For me, it doesn't matter that much because I'm just sitting in my car talking to nobody except for the camera, which still feels a little bit weird to me, I have to admit. And yeah, let me know about that. I do want to add some more value content, such as explaining things that I think customers like to know, but usually when I think about a good thing to talk about, I don't write it down, and then when I'm in front of the camera trying to remember what it is that I wanted to talk about, I can never remember it. And so there are a lot of things that I want to add into here, but I don't think that the channel's going to change that much. We didn't post very much just because I was very busy during that time. I want to announce, I guess just give you an update on a couple of things. My camera broke on the very last day of work, and so I spent the winter vacation checking out different cameras. It turns out that I'm going with the next version of the same camera that I have, which was a good camera, not a great camera, but I would say very good. I would give it a 7 out of 10. And then the new version of it, they updated a lot of things in the new version of the camera. By the way, it's called an Olympus OMD EM5 Mark II is the version that I have now, and the old one was just the regular OMD EM5. And in case you know me well, you might be thinking that I decided this camera just because it's called M5 and I love M5s, but that's not true. It has nothing to do with that. The new version, let's talk about the updates. The encoding for the video is way higher bitrate than in the past, and that means that we're probably going to be changing over to 1080i 30 frames a second video. Now this camera does do up to 60 frames a video, but the type of video that we're doing doesn't have an awful lot of motion in it, and so you don't get much benefit for that, but you do get much larger file sizes, and we try to keep the file size to a minimum because when we I'm just listening to my car. It says be careful for the next 2 kilometers. Yeah, okay, so if the files, right now, or at least with my old camera, we were shooting 720, 30 frames a second with kind of a high bit rate for 720, and still with that, the camera was doing 1 gigabyte per report. And and each report has, roughly about 15 to 20 minutes of video in 5 different clips and about 100 pictures or so at about 4 megapixels. We specifically shoot our pictures at 4 megapixels because they're a good size, 1 megabyte per picture, and gives you good enough resolution for anything that you want to see in the pictures. Certainly a higher pixel count would allow you to blow that up and have that on the wall of your bedroom, but that's not the purpose of our reports, and so we don't do 16 megapixel photos. The new camera has a flip out screen, so I have a video of myself talking right now that I can look at, which is kind of neat. When I look at it like this, it looks like I'm looking to the side, and it makes it hard to drive. I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret. I feel uncomfortable looking at the lens. I know if I look at the lens like this, you can see me. It still makes me feel uncomfortable. It's weird to look into a lens. It's like I'm peering into the eyes of people that don't give me any feedback. And I kind of get the same thing talking on the telephone, which is not why I haven't been answering my phone over the break. I received probably about 30 phone calls over the break. And I had an autoresponder on my email that would send you an email back if you tried to email during that time. And it said, we're going to be on vacation, and email me again January 4th, and then we're going to be back working. But still, I got, I think, 3 calls New Year's Eve at 11 o'clock p.m. I got a call at 6 o'clock in the morning, Christmas morning, and another one Christmas Eve, and you know, at least 1 phone call per day or so, which is a little bit nuts. Next year, I would like, well, here's the thing, and another thing that I'm going to be talking about. Our new office opens February 1st. We've already paid for it, and it was a lot of money because you have to give a gift to the landlord. But you need an office in order to do work, and our office now won't fit the 4 or 5 people that we're going to have this year, which 4 of whom, including myself, are already hired, and we're probably looking at 1 more person, but instead of sending your resume in, it's going to be a Japanese person. So if you are Japanese, then please go ahead and send a resume in. We may be hiring. We're kind of looking for an entry level because we already have somebody to act as a Japanese manager, and we already have plenty of salespeople whom we've hired and are going to start around February to April. We've talked about that in some of the other casts, so we're not going to get into that. But over the summer or the winter vacation, I was pulling my hair out trying to figure out how we're going to furnish the office, because you know, I went to university for business, and I know the importance of having an office that is functional, efficient, simple, good looking. And it's hard to make a balance between what is good for your company and what doesn't cost you all of your money. And so I'm still kind of struggling with that. I haven't bought anything, but I've made some plans of what we're going to buy and what our desk situation is going to look like, and our computer situation and the chairs and whatnot. I do, if possible, I do want to have a small area inside the office where we can do audio recording for our 3rd channel. And I didn't talk too much about that in this, but I posted a video on my other channel that explains the new that explains the new channel. It's going to be the fun channel, at least I hope. And I hope it's going to be funny, because I always feel like I'm holding myself back from being funny in the videos because I'm the owner of a company, and you can't act like an idiot as often if you own a company. And I have this weird part in the back of my brain that tells me right now is a perfect time to act like an idiot. And then after I do it, you know, I said, wow, I probably shouldn't have done that. And so it's been a constant struggle for me to hold back that part of my personality. And so with the new channel, hopefully a little bit of that can come out. And we are going to be branding the new channel separately from the company channel. And so it is not officially going to be affiliated. My company, Pacific Coast Auto, is going to be a sponsor for this new channel, and they're going to be separate business identities in order for that channel to become sustainable on its own. And that is something that we've decided, and we haven't decided everything about the channel, but that's something that I've decided because that's, I think, important to me, that the two of them don't get mixed up, because I really don't like when corporations have too much say or too much attachment with something that's entertainment. And so We want the channel to be free, to be able to do whatever it wants, even if it means that this YouTube channel doesn't necessarily mesh with the exact business culture of my company. And eventually we will have employees for both companies, and so that's kind of the idea. And a lot more is going to be coming on that later. These are just tidbits of little information about what we want to do, and so it's not everything is 100% decided. Don't hold anything to me. You know, when the channel starts posting videos, June, July-ish, I don't think that they're going to be the best videos out there because we are brand new. The two people that we've got coming in are going to be helping with the startup of that channel, and at the beginning their salaries are going to be paid from my company as part of whatever. And so what are we at? Oh, this is nice to be able to see how long we've been talking. 10.5 minutes. Now this camera, let me just mention this is a big deal because the old camera could only shoot 29 minutes of video, and then it stopped, and it didn't tell me it was stopping, it just stopped. And so we had a lot of cut off videos. This camera will cut the video and then continue recording a new clip the same way a GoPro does after 12 minutes or so. And so this one will cut at either 29 minutes or 4 gigabytes, whichever one comes first. And so you get, like, with this one you get on the highest quality, which is 77 megabytes per second at 60 frames a second, 1080. You get about 11 or 12 minutes. And we are not going to shoot that high of bit rate, but probably get 29 minutes on this one. I don't know. Anyways, a lot of things are happening. New office, new staff, and sales are going up, and we're going to struggle a little bit until the new employees come. We might be late to do emails a few times, and I'm very sorry about that. I really am afraid about getting a reputation for being one of those companies that doesn't... Oh, I look red. Look. Because taillights. Being one of those companies that gets known to be one that doesn't reply to emails, and that's what we have been for the last 2 months or so, just being way too slow on replying to emails. And it certainly is I don't mean to say any excuses, because I don't like people who make excuses about everything, but it's very difficult to fix that when you work all of the time that you've got time to work, but more people are asking to buy from you than you have resources to sell to them. And it is something that is a concern for sure, and something that I'm worried about for the next 2 months. If you watch this and you don't receive an email for a while, please be patient. We are replying to everybody, no matter how doofus-like your email is. We do get a number of emails that are rather difficult to answer with a smile. I'm going to be completely frank with that. I'm not going to say any examples of it, but you know, here's just one. This isn't a real example, but something that typically could happen is somebody saying, hey, I want to buy this car, but I won't have my license for another 10 years. So how much does this car cost so I can save up until then? You know, when I was 7 years old, I didn't send those emails to anybody. I didn't know what I was going to be doing in 10 years. And that, of course, that's an extreme example, but I actually did get one recently that was 7 years away from the import time, just today. So it was kind of like that, at least. And yeah, a lot can happen in 7 years, and prices change in 7 years, big time. For example, if I buy a car now, within 7 years, it's only going to be worth 10% of its original value. So I have no clue. Anyways, we're going a little bit off topic here. I hope you lasted this long in the video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my main channel. Check out those 2 videos. I've got the what the heck happened video where we talk about how we got banned from posting YouTube videos in that port. I'm going to leave that a little bit ambiguous. I'm not going to call anybody out, but we have a pretty good understanding about what's happening, and we're just not going to post that publicly. I'm sorry to leave that hanging, but that's the best decision for the company. We don't want to have any drama. We don't want to have any problems, and although we run away from drama as much as we can, it can follow you, and it can come and attack you and beat you on the head with a stick, no matter how hard you're trying to get away from it. And so we're not going to go searching for it. And I don't handle confrontation very well. I would like to have a company where I never have any situations where I have to have confrontation, but that's impossible to have it realistically. And so I try my best to stay away from this stuff. Okay, so we're going to end it up there. We are at, 15 minutes. Cool, I can see that. I feel special now. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the video, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. This video is a little bit of a tangential video. Does that make sense? I don't know. But a little bit different from the regular videos. But we'll be back to the regular videos this Sunday with a Sunday question cast video. So thanks a lot, and have a nice day.